Greetings y'all. Today we have two more stories from Surviving Infidelity. The first is about a man who cheats on his wife with a woman from Tinder. The second involves a man who says he's been talking to escorts and women on Tinder for the thrill of it, but has never cheated. His wife is a bit skeptical. As always, spelling and grammar mistakes courtesy of Reddit. Lol. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps this channel grow. Thank you. This story is titled, I, 30 female, just found out that my husband, 30 male, of 4 years, been together 14 years, with 3-year-old son, cheated on me with a Tinder hookup the last 3 months. I feel numb. My husband left his phone out and fell asleep. Some conversations were open. I grabbed the phone and found everything, texts, pictures, videos of them having sex. I work full-time, currently from home, plus taking care of our son, cooking and cleaning. Honestly, some days I just feel tired and jaded with all the COVID thing, stress from work. Doing the dishes and activities form my days, so sex was not so hot for the past. Confronted him. Accepted everything and said it's because he was looking for validation since he just lost weight, over 100 pounds, and felt I was attracted to him no more, which isn't the case, and I knew that something was up. He was just acting different. I even read some books on marriage counseling to see if I could improve besides sex. But no, he says he didn't want to hurt me and it was just sex. Confessed that even though he said I love you to the other woman, it wasn't true and he loves me. He didn't want to hurt our marriage and basically didn't think things through. After that, he confessed to 2 other occasions of cheating in the last 6 years, one 6 years ago and another 4 years ago. I just don't know how to feel. My poor son doesn't deserve a dysfunctional environment. He is just so great, kind and intelligent, and I feel angry that his father didn't think about the repercussions of his actions before that. I don't know if I'm making sense. I just feel a void inside my chest. I truly was in love with my husband and thought he was the one I would spend the rest of my days. In the 14 years that we have been together, I was completely faithful and could even think of otherwise, so it hurts the most that he didn't think that way. Sorry, I just wanted to vent, not sure if this will be read, and honestly don't know what else to do. Thank you. Comment 1. This wasn't an isolated event. He has shown a pattern of cheating and deception. He only confessed and apologized because you found out. If he cheated then immediately came clean and apologized, it would have been different. Comment 2. I've been there. Married 6 years with a 4-year-old at the time. My personal advice, which you don't have to take of course, is that it's never going to be the same and you'll question him every single day. Trust will be completely gone, so it's better for you to leave and heal. Otherwise, every time you see his face or every time he says I love you, you'll question him. Every time he steps out the house, you'll question where he goes. Take time for yourself, gather your thoughts and plan a safe parting with him. It's the best thing to do in this situation, in my opinion. It's better to have a healthy, healing single-parent home than a married home where there are lies and mistrust. Comment 3. He's not sorry he did it, he's sorry he got caught. If he was truly sorry, he would have told you about the incident 6 years ago when it first happened. Not 6 years later when he got caught cheating on you for the 3rd time. Update. I don't know if I should update here or on a new post. Rookie Reddit poster. First, I would like to thank everyone who took some time to write to me. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that, and it was very helpful and comforting. It's amazing how you can find a community of people who are so kind and supportive. Can't hold tears for that. As for my current situation, the last few days have been super eye-opening. Found out that not only he has been unfaithful, he exposed my son and me to COVID with his hookups, even if I was being super cautious and careful with measures at home. And the cherry on top was finding out he has a gambling problem and has a debt of almost $18,000. So, after crying my heart out alone in my room and reading all your comments, I decided to file for divorce. It's the best decision I can take for my son and me. My soon-to-be ex doesn't have guilt. He blames it on me not being there for him, me not being more sexually active with him, me not feeling attracted to him, even if those were lies. So there is no remorse. He says that he didn't want to hurt me while he was doing this, which I can't grasp the idea of how that can be thought. So, today I filed the paperwork for a divorce. Tomorrow I have my doctor's appointment to get tested and he should be out of my house by the end of the week. Custody will be gradual since I feel that I shouldn't be left without seeing my son if I did nothing wrong, and it breaks my heart to separate from him even for a bit also. I asked for him to go to therapy before he can get more time with him, so we will need to work on that. Thank you, everyone, for being here with and for me in this, and if someone else is experiencing this, I'm very sorry that you had to go experience this. No one deserves to be treated this way, and it's not your fault. You are strong and you will get through this. You are a valuable person. It will get easier each day. This story is titled Tinder and Escorts. Weird situation. My partner and I are building a new home and have been living apart for a few weeks. I'm at my parents' with the kids and he is across town at a relative's place where he can work from home in peace. We see each other on the weekends. This weird situation will only last a month as our house is almost finished. Background: we have a mostly sexless marriage. He found out he has significantly low testosterone after I begged him to get tested because I knew his sex drive wasn't the norm, and he also experienced some moodiness and other symptoms. I accepted this reason for a lack of sex drive. We have had lots of conversations about it, and he basically told me that sex isn't as important to him, and he can be happy without it. He told me he doesn't watch adult videos like other guys and doesn't pleasure himself often. I accepted this for the most part as I'm on a medication that lowers my drive as well, and I'm not a person that needs a ton of sex either. We fight, we butt heads, but generally get along well and enjoy each other. Now we are in a pandemic and he is permanently working from home. He has a super demanding job and worked long hours. Lots of work-related stress. With him working from home, I noticed we were more connected than ever. Tons of laughs, starting to flirt again. Great times with the kids. A lot more time to talk and connect. Our marriage has been the best it has been in a long time. I noticed he was admiring my body more and trying to have sex more, and it was thrilling to feel wanted again. Last weekend we found ourselves both awake in the middle of the night and had the best sex we have had in a while. I was finding myself just sitting around smiling and feeling blessed with my life. Now I feel like a freaking fool. I go back to my parents for the work week and he stays at a relative's place about an hour away to work from home. I'm on the phone late at night shopping for our new home and go to check my email. I notice that his email account is fully accessible on my phone as he has the same provider. He must have checked his email on my phone and left it logged in. I never check his stuff and have never felt the need to, but for whatever reason, I pulled up his email and see him in the middle of a conversation with a woman on Twitter. I click on her and realize she is a local escort. They talk back and forth for just 4 lines, but I can only see her side of the convo. It said something like, "If you ask me to come over," and "Yes, babe." I freaking suck at technology, but looked in his account and found a place where I can see what he looks up on Google. I didn't even know this existed. I can see where he was doing tons of searches regarding Tinder only in the last few weeks since he has been alone at this relative's place working there. Can my wife find me on Tinder? Shite like that. I can also see where he created an account on Tinder and looked up escorts and hookup sites. I am in complete and total shock. It is 11 o'clock at night and I FaceTime him from my parents' driveway as my 2 toddlers and parents were already asleep. I ask him what he is doing, and he automatically looks super guilty. I tell him what I found, and he is in total shock. I can tell very embarrassed. No tears, but looked ashamed. He barely knew what to say. He tells me that he has developed a sort of obsession with amateur adult videos and looking up local escorts. He said he gets off on looking at their profiles and imagining meeting up with them. He said he messages some escorts on Twitter to get off too, but never follows through. It's only a fantasy. He admits right away that he made a Tinder account that he only kept for a few days. He freaking had his picture on the account. He is kind of a dumbass and didn't realize that he could actually probably be seen by tons of local people. Like, what if he came up when our 20-year-old babysitter that lives next door was swiping? Freaking humiliating. What if he came up while a girl at work was swiping? Like, what an idiot. He told me he never talked to anyone on Tinder, but he just looked at the photos to get off to the idea of meeting up with someone as a fantasy. He said real life kind of stuff like looking up local escorts, amateur adult videos, etc. really appeals to him. Blah blah blah. What happened to the man who has told me a million times he isn't that sexual? I love adult videos. Watch it with your wife. Frick, I would pretend to be an escort for fun, but just tell me. Anyway, I'm not a fricking idiot. There is a 50 to 60% chance he has met up with an escort in real life, but he adamantly denies it. There is a huge chance he was on Tinder to actually meet up with someone while he was staying away from us. Or maybe even already did. I mean, this is the first time in our marriage he was away from us and he does this. Am I a fool if I decide to just believe him and we get help together? He already made a counseling appointment and on his own and decided to come stay with us until our house is finished. He said he didn't want to be alone anymore. I can't stop thinking about it. I don't know if I will ever trust him. I can barely believe that he hasn't actually cheated already. I really don't know what to do. This is really fresh and only happened 2 days ago. It really freaking bothers me that he was looking up people that were accessible in real life. Swiping Tinder, looking at women in our own town and contacting escorts from our city. Like, why not just have a fantasy with someone from across the country? That would bother me less. I feel like it indicates he would actually go through with this or already has. He says the local thing was a huge part of what got him off because he could meet up in real life but didn't. He did say it was a slippery slope. And he knew he was playing with fire, but again, this could all be a really freaking convenient excuse and cover up to him already cheating with women on Tinder and escorts. I feel like my whole life is a lie, and I honestly look at him and get creeped out because I just didn't think he was the contacting escorts type. I also feel like an idiot that we had so little sex life and I just accepted that as okay. Any advice? I don't even know where to start. I'm not telling anyone, so it feels really therapeutic to vent here. Comment 1. OMG, this sounds exactly like what happened to me 4 years ago. He logged into his Google on my phone and I watched and waited for months. I saw everything he was up to. It made me sick. I confronted him when he was parked at a hotel for hours when he claimed to be working. He maintains that Google is not that accurate with locations, tons more crap, but I can't bear to type it out. Ugh. Comment 2. You should leave before he gets better at lying. He sounds repressed and soon to be freaky. The low testosterone, the excitement at potentially meeting escorts, the good searches, only looking at Tinder, etc. We've heard all this before. Get your ducks in a row. Comment 3. Nobody can say for sure if your husband has definitely been using escorts. It is, however, one of the oldest lines in the book when they say they've just been contacting them only for thrills. See if there's cash withdrawals or other clues. Thank you so very much for listening. Please check out my other videos and like and subscribe.